We are back. Forget where I placed this at. Anyway, hopefully this is a little bit different or a little bit better with the camera. Looks like it's a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, it gets a little bit blurry, but that's definitely noticeably better. Do this, Magpar, Battle Standard. Standards and practice. Gotta be over here, yeah. Yeah. Maybe? Anyway. I'm gonna go back to following the arrow. How about that? When I insta 180, good to know. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better, actually. Appreciate you with that tip. Because that was really bugging the shit out of me, honestly. A little frustrating. Like, you know, the stream should be looking a certain way because, like, this computer costs, like, multiple thousands. Like, why is it looking so bad? Anyway, that makes me happier that it is functioning more or less properly. We don't have any rock men over here. So we'll just go back to killing ogre men instead. Okay. We are blasting through quests super fast. We had Priestley help us a shit ton too, because he carried through the Ring of Blood, so we got our fist weapon right here. Incredible. It also gave us a huge boost in XP as well. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to 66 and reaching our goal for today. See how far we can make it through 66. Tomorrow, that'll be getting through however much rested XP says to do in Blade's Edge. And then the goal for the weekend is to start getting through the Karazhan tournament. Because I'm hoping that on Monday, I'd like to start running at least a little bit of heroics. Try and get something, at least dungeon spamming to get a weapon. Hopefully a weapon upgrade. Yeah, because it looks like Arc is probably going to be my best bet. Spam Arc. The rest of these just come from removed versions. Who knows, maybe we'll see another decap. Drop for the guild. But we do have... Our wheel's got a mongoose enchant drop, so that was huge for us. We got our Ellie Shaman here, finally hit 70, very nice. That'll be good too, because I think they give like a huge buff as well. Yeah, this right here. It's pretty big. But working through Negrand right now. What I've been liking about the Shaman, especially Enhance, is with Water Shield and Shamanistic Rage, especially with how low cooldown this is, like, I don't need to carry as much water around. Like how I did with the Priest, like, that was just awful. I accidentally rescaled the size of that. Anyway. So the pictogram of TBC attune looks worse than attune. Yeah. Like, honestly, the whole attune process isn't that bad. It's like, a lot of this is just running around. And a lot of this, like, when you get up to this point, it's like, it's just a few quests. That's all. Like, unfortunately... Okay, this isn't... Black Morass. Like, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do Yarnhold. So, like, that's annoying. Not the biggest fan of any of the Cavern of Times instances, dungeons, or raids. Just do not like them. They're just... They're the side scrollers of World of Warcraft. And they're just annoying. I know you've seen it with all the arrows going everywhere to quests. Do quests to do heroics, to do raids, to do the next raids, and it falls into place. Yeah. You just play the game, follow the arrow, do what it tells you to, it'll get you there. All the attune chains, getting into high draw is the most doing attune ever. I have never rated past SSC TK. Because I first started rating ever back in the first go round for TBC, like original TBC. And I was playing a Feral Druid just because I only played PvP. And it was when what's the final raid? It was the very final raid. I forget what the name of it is. Anyway. Had someone show me it, and Karazhan was going around. It's not in Black Temple with you guys, or Hyjal. I did not step into that raid one single time. Yeah. I think I may have joined for like a Hyjal one time, just to like see if I was able to raid. But that was when I was working and had to consistently be up at like... I had to wake up consistently at 6 a.m. And I just couldn't manage that raid schedule of staying up until midnight and then only getting 6 hours of sleep. I was able to do it in SSC because at the time I was going through something where I didn't have to be up until like 8 in the morning. So I was able to manage that for SSC and TK. But then the phase was changing, and I was like, sorry, I cannot continue. Sorry, I'm AI agent of stream views or went to the wrong place. God damn it, I hate it when Jon Snow 162 shows up and does that. You know, I always knew that I was AI generated the whole time. And honestly, it really answers a lot of questions for me. Get me out of Nagrand. I don't care if people say this is the best zone. I find this is one of the most boring zones in the entirety of World of Warcraft. It is just... The most interesting thing I would say is the Ring of Blood. I thought, and have always liked, that quest and kind of the, like, arena-style PvE thing. I've always thought that was interesting and always liked doing stuff. Beat fucking boop and whatnot? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I do not care for Nagrand at all. I honestly dread coming to this zone. And like how people also hold like Grizzly Hills to a level of reverence within the game. It's like I don't care too much for that in Northrend. I do enjoy like the music in Grizzly Hills. I will give it that. It's like some of the best. Um you love it for airs. I can see that. I will say it is a pretty zone, and it doesn't look like any of the other zones in TBC, where like this looks very bright, but it's also where I'll agree with a lot of people where they say like World of Warcraft is too cartoonish. Like this zone is kind of like a parody of the cartoon style of World of Warcraft. But like I really enjoy Netherstorm a lot. I think that zone is really unique in its own right, especially with all the Blood Elf uh, dungeons that are here that are just the flying spaceships and prisons and whatnot. I think it's super cool. Yeah, just not a huge fan of Nagrand. But I do find it interesting how there's like Nagrand is kind of like not like a ripoff, but it's like it harkens to Stranglethorn Vale. And there's always a Stranglethorn Vale like zone in every expansion where it's just like a big, just packed with quests and things to kill. Cause what's the North End zone? Sholazar. Because Sholazar is like almost a replica of Nagrand. Could have been Blade's Edge just as easy. I think Blade's Edge. Okay, Blade's Edge and Netherstorm like kind of rival each other for me, but that's just because I mean this is just so interesting having just mountains just dividing up the entirety of that zone, and you've got like the Alliance half, the Horde half. You got like the Spiked Dragon. You get these Spiked Dragons over there, eh? You know, and you got all the ogres and whatnot running around too. I cannot say dragons without my accent going out.